Hello, y'all on YouTube. This is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have the Miguron Arma, and I wanted to see if I can put phosphor bronze washers on this. The person who lent this to me was like, yeah, if you want to do that. It's got pretty good action right now, and that's mostly weight, but you can hear definitely a little grittiness. And I wondered if phosphor bronze could be put on here. I don't know if I have the right sizes, but we'll take a look. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm pretty sure that's a T, at least a T10. So this is a T10 right here. Let's double check that. Oh no, it's probably a T15. So we'll do a T15. Yeah, T15. And then I think the other ones are T8s. Let's just double check that. That's a T8. Yeah, all right, so I'm gonna take the clip off first. Always recommend good tools. Weha is really good. There's some other ones out there where those are German, kind of very good precision tools. I recommend that. Snap-on has some really good ones too, but you are paying quite a bit of money for those, but that could be worth it. Now look at that, beautiful right there. That's a nice ramp, both in and out. That goes in and out of the pocket really nicely. When I first got these were a little loose. I had to tighten them up. And I did think that maybe, all right, so boy, that was on there really good, right? Oh, there we are. You want to make sure you're perfectly perpendicular so you have a good leverage on there. This should be captive, so I should be able to open this up. Just take your time. Don't rush. Okay. So we're losing the scale already. That's good. All right. Ooh, there we go. All right, so that's our stop pin. We got 2 screws over here. We got the back spacer. Got some very big washers. Don't know if I have these size. These are big washers. Dang. If nothing else, at least I'll get it clean. Let me find where's my washers. I thought I had them over here. Let me grab those real quick. These are very large washers, almost comical too. All right, so I'm going to clean them off first, so we take a look at that. And they run pretty well, actually. Wow. All right, so I can't even get them through. Okay, so they're the 2 millimeter, right? Not 1/8, 2 millimeter. So they're 2 millimeter. The pivot, yeah, it's larger than it's bigger than a 1/4 inch. So I don't think I'm going to have any of those washers. I don't think I have anything larger than a 1/4 pivot. Pretty sure about that. Yeah. I don't know if Skiffs even makes them bigger like that. Now, I do think he makes some washers for some custom makers, other knives, because I mean, he's a custom, Skiff Made Blades is a custom knife maker. So he may make them, like I think Arno Bernard takes some really large ones, but he doesn't sell them. And I think they're just made specifically for them. But I am cleaning this off pretty nicely, so that might be a nice benefit, right? That first one was, oh yeah. It's nice and smooth. I'll put a little oil in there and clean it up. That can make a big difference right there, because sometimes you can have a little grit in there. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to put any Skiffs in this one, because these are massive. Just look at the size of these. I mean, all right, just to give you kind of a comparison, just to get you a understanding of how big those are. I mean, it's already a ridiculous knife, right? I love it. I love it's a ridiculous knife. But these are the typical washers you put on like a Wii knife or a ProTech or what have you. These are the typical washers you put on a ProTech and their pivot. I think you could almost, yeah, you could almost put that washer inside the Miguron Arma's washers. I mean, cage bearings. Sorry, the cage bearings. And I call Skiffs washers because technically this is a caged bearings with a crimped kind of phosphor bronze around it. This is actually, for Skiffs, these are actually phosphor bronze washers that are milled out. They're solid. There's no room inside. It's not like this where it's hollow and milled out, right? That's a big difference. And then they're kind of curved on the inside so that when you put the cage bearing inside, it pops in, it locks in place, and it's solid. There's no room in there, right? There's not places for stuff to get to. And that's what's unique about Skiffs. And these would be pretty heavy if they were Skiffs. Just, again, it's comical, and I laugh because it's just, everything is big. Everything is big, right? And I think it's cool. I dig it. So now, you hear my cat in the background, sorry. Y'all hear that? I'm gonna take that off. We're just gonna clean everything. Make sure it's nice and clean. You see, this is the mill. got a little lint in there. Yeah, probably from Carrie, right? We're gonna clean this side over here. There we go. We'll take the pivot out. And we'll take this washer out over here. All right, so do you see there's a little cutout here, and then there's a little cutout here? That's what's going to make it captive. All right, so that's cool. That makes that a captive pivot. I like that they did that. So let me clean these steel washers, kind of a little contact point between the titanium scales and the cage bearings. So we're just going to clean that off nicely. Put that over there. We'll clean this one. You can always see a little oil on there. And so, you can see a little cutout there. We're going to put that back over here. And then it goes flush. If it's not in there, it sticks out a little bit, and you get flush. Then now it's captive. So there we go. All right. So I'm going to assemble on this side and assemble here, which means I'm going to probably put these guys back on here. So then these will go here. Oh, is that a little dirty? Like that. And we have our blade stop pin, which also will serve as the open stop pin and the close stop pin. So that's what that is right there. So before I put all this together, I've got that. I'm gonna put a little oil on this. I'll bring out my Loctite 242, and then I'll also bring out my Nano Oil 10 weight and my Nano Oil. This is Nano Oil 10 weight, and this is the 85 weight. This one's almost empty. I have another one of these that I'm going to eventually have. I just want to use the rest of this stuff. So I'm going to put a little bit of oil on here. All right, so you see how this is cut out? I want these washers, because the exposure, if they fit in like this, they're kind of protected behind that milled out part. So I'm going to make sure this faces up like that, because it's going to go down like that. And so now I'm going to put a little oil inside, because they're huge, and you know, they deserve a good amount of oil in there. Then I'm going to take this over here, and we're going to put a little bit of oil on this side. And I'm going to put the detent ball. I use an 85 weight oil on. The detent track and the detent ball. If you don't know what that is, on this side, this is a lock bar, and this is a detent ball. It's a little ceramic ball as well. And this travels on the blade here. You can see a little track here, and there's a little hole. This ball will go inside that hole when the blade is closed, and that's what keeps it closed. And that's called your detent ball. And it's also what causes your detent pressure, or your detent, how strong your detent is a term that people use very regularly, right? So let's put the rest of the oil on here. So now I'm going to take this steel, take the smooth side, face that down so it's facing there. And then I don't need to put any oil on that because that's the inside. So now I have all the pieces. I'm going to now reassemble this. It's interesting, a little pivot collar there. That's kind of cool. I'm just going to make sure there's no dirt on this thing. Because if we put Loctite on here, we want to make sure it's nice and clean. All right. So now, just do a little touch of Loctite on this. So we're putting that on there. Now I'm going to put these screws over here. These are the ones that were kind of loose, so you know what, I should probably put some Loctite on this. They're the ones that when I came in, they were making a little bit of noise, so I'm just going to do a little bit of Loctite on that. Keep them from traveling out. Now I forgot to put my 85 nanoweight oil on the detent ball on the lock bar and the track, but you can still add that. That's not a problem. So let me just make sure this is on there nice and solid. Still nice and smooth. There's no skiff washers for this, so we're not going to be able to put those on. But your detent ball is right there. So let me put a little of this weight on before I put the clip on. So I'm just going to work that oil in a little bit. So let me put a little more oil on there. It's a big knife, so I'm okay doing a little extra. All right, let me make sure everything's locked on there. I remember this was a little loose too. Now these are a little roomy here. So this is a T8. Might get a T9 for this. I mean, it's a little more solid on this side, but you see how roomy that is? A T9 might be a better fit. I know it's not a T10 for sure. The T10 does not fit in these guys. So I tried that. Yeah, what? Hold on. What? I tried that several times and it didn't fit. I stand corrected, guys. These are T10s. I feel like an idiot. They're all T10s? No, okay, so those are T8s. All right. Well, I'm an idiot. All right, those are T10s right there. And these are T8s on here. Nice and solid. It's a little loose, so we got to fix that blade play. So let's lock that in place. All right, so I was interrupted there. Sorry about that. I don't know where it cut off exactly, but I put a little Loctite on there. It was a little loose. We had a little bit of blade play. It's in there nice and solid now. I can still drop the blade and everything. So that should settle in pretty nicely. I did put Loctite on everything. I put a little oil on the detent ball and the detent track. You can see it right there. That'll probably, I wanted to work it in there, maybe a little too much, but you know, it's not bad. And I always like to have a little extra oil on a blade. I think that's, you know, keep it from getting rusted. I know there's different treatments that people can do, but I think a little extra oil is good. Some people hate extra oil. They freak out about it. That's fine. You know, then don't do it. All right. So unfortunately, I was not able to put in cage ceramic ball bearings because, well, quite frankly, they're massive. They are, not only are they 2 millimeters, they don't they're just, the pivot is larger than a 1/4 inch. So I don't know if it's a 1/3 of an inch or what it is. It's gigantic. It's as over the top as the knife itself is. So are the cage bearings, which I think is funny and cool. It definitely makes it for a unique knife. But unfortunately, as of right now, I don't know of any Skiff washers that would fit that one. I mean, I would love for Skiff to you know, maybe the ones that fit in the into some of the Microtechs, you know, like the MSI and stuff that have the multi-row. Those are huge because I've seen those before. Like they're in the Annex and some other ones. That would be cool. That would be cool if those were all kind of the same size and you could replace them. Even if it was a multi-row, I think it would be really nice. It would make the action more beautiful. But it's already such a big knife. I don't know if you want it to come down so fast, right? You want to be able to move your finger out of the way. It is a little smoother, I will tell you that. I think that's nice. I think Danny will enjoy this a lot. He's the one who allowed me to look at this. And this other, where is it? Where did I put it? I just had it. Yeah, it's right here. It's in the box. This other one, the 8010. I think they're both awesome and ridiculous. Here's the 8010. We took that apart in another video. And here's the Miguron. Both just overbuilt, super huge knives. And if you're into that, these are definitely two awesome ones to have. This one was a little rattly, a little loose when we put the original goats on there. We got that nice and set in there. Oops, it is a big blade, so you can make sure you get good leverage when you do that. And then this one as well. You got to be careful with big blades like this. Now, I will say the Miguron is definitely a thicker on the handles and the knife. But the real steel are you know, about the same size as the blade. So there you go. This one's made in Taiwan, and this one's made in China. So there you go. Very cool. I think the 8010 is pretty cool, and you know, definitely something worth checking out. All right. Not much to add here. We did do a cleaning, put some Loctite on there. When I first got it, it was a little rattly. Everything's going to be in there set really nicely, I think. There's no blade play. Works really well. And I think even the flicking just, yeah, it's a little nicer. It just definitely does that a little bit better. Just a good cleaning and everything really helped out on this one. Fortunately, can't do anything for the cage bearings. I'm sorry, every time I think about the cage bearings, how big they were, it makes me laugh because it just like the whole knife is overbuilt, so are the bearings. It's fun. It's funny and fun. So there you go. Hey, if you have any questions about this, let me know in the comments down below. Any questions to the channel, let me know as well. Hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, entertaining, or informative, would you please consider hitting the like button? If you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the channel really helps out. Allows the channel to grow, allows the channel to do more things, become bigger, so that ultimately we can do more things for you guys. So thank you. Thank you to every one of you, especially to you guys who watch, who subscribe, who like the videos. I very much appreciate you guys. Thank you. And if you haven't already, hit that notification button so you can be notified of future content. And also to all my channel members, a big thank you, huge thank you. And I'm so humbled by you guys. Thank you. You allow this channel to grow and to do things that I can only imagine. And so I'm very grateful to you guys. And, you know, we do a once a month giveaway, just my way to say thank you. I don't want anybody ever to feel compelled to become a channel member, but I do want to say thank you. And so it's my small way to say thank you. I do that. There's also, you get a sticker. And if you do the top tier, you get a special sticker, obviously. But I do have 3 tiers if you're on the fence thinking, hey, maybe I want to do it. I would love to have you. I'd be honored. Okay. So thank you. If you haven't already, check me out over on Instagram at Robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at Robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching today. Have a great day, a great week.